Alrighty then, g'day guys and welcome. My name is Michael and I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer and welcome to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Curse of Strahd, our adventure where we take this wonderful group of people who support my channel and love my games on a whirlwind adventure through the lands of Barovia and into the realms known as Strahd's Kingdoms. Joining me, of course, are four amazingly wonderful characters played by equally amazing and wonderful people who will tell you all about the characters that they're going to play. While they're doing so, however, you guys in the audience are going to get a chance to generate plot twists. Now, what are plot twists, you ask? Well, these are little things that we do on the channel to let you interact with the game. By picking a number between 1 to 51, you will generate these plot twist cards that will allow you to influence the course of the game. This could be by giving them boons, causing them terror, whatever the case is. They go into a big stable of stuff that I will then use during the course of the game. So, while we are collecting up the numbers from our lovely audience, Vagog, let us begin with you. Neil, tell us about yourself and the character that you're playing. Pardon me.
You're good. Hi, I'm Immersion Diversion, also known as Neil. I play Vagog, the Goliath wizard. He is a teacher who's currently looking for his students, and while traveling around with these great friends of his now, he's also going to be helping them on their quests as we try to figure out the whole fog situation in Barovia. And we currently have an idea of where one of my students might be, but we're still figuring out what the plan is. So,
fantastic. All right. Next up, of course, Charles, aka Iron Ghost Gamer, playing the role of Argento, our Dragonborn Paladin. G'day, Charles.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Tell us a little bit about Argento, if you'd be so kind.
Argento, well, he's a dragon of a different color, let's say. He's a bit of a unique paladin, sort of a rogue type of guy who likes to go out and fight. He'd rather fight than do anything else, but he's sort of coming of like almost a coming of age, even though he's a bit older in his character's age. But he's new to this friendship thing and sort of relying on other people, and he's growing really fond of the people around him. So he's learning a lot about himself, but he's still always looking for a fight with anyone and everyone. So he develops as we get into it. I think we're going to start getting into some more adventures here, and we'll see what comes.
Fantastic. Next up, of course, on my big list is none other than Demiro, the satyr bard, played by my dear friend Tim. Hello, Tim.
Hello, Michael.
Tell us a little bit about Demiro.
A little bit about Demiro. Demiro comes from a long line of satyrs, and got the urge to leave home and explore the world, find out new parties and learn new tricks, find new friends, and stumbled across this other trio of people back before we got lost in Strahd and his domain. So always on the lookout for reward in the way of food and party and maybe a bit of fame here and there, singing some songs, telling some tales, and generally trying to keep us alive and spirits up in the meantime.
Haha, keeping your spirits up in Barovia. I get it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, of course, playing the role of the changeling Esther is none other than the amazing McKinley. G'day, Mac. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful. Thank you for asking. Now, of course, guys, for those of you who do not know, of course, we are currently playing Curse of Strahd, which is a D&D 5th edition adventure. There is, of course, a little bit of leeway that we're giving as we are, of course, kind of playing around a little bit with the module. So if anyone does not wish for spoilers, look away, or don't look away. It's fine. I imagine if you're here, you kind of get the gist of it. So, yeah. All right, let's get into this.
You skipped Esther's background.
Did we?
Yeah.
Well, let's find out Esther's. Well, I was actually going to go straight into the scene with Esther, so we can begin here. Now, hopefully the music is loud enough. Beautiful. All right. If it gets too loud, do let me know, because, yeah. All right. Esther, we begin not in the lands of Barovia, but another familiar lands to you. It is the hometown that you had grown up in. A small, quiet, and humble place with a reasonably well-to-do township. No one was really impoverished, or no one was particularly wealthy. You and your master were both people who were well-respected among the town, though people would often whisper words of fear surrounding, of course, the nature of the healing and remedies that your master would be responsible for. Could you describe your master?
Oh, so you want me to describe what she looks like?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mama Adore, she dresses colorfully but simply. Nothing too extravagant, but it's very bright. She has a lot of jewelry on, but strangely no rings. She tells me that so that she can punch people and not hurt her fingers. Just in case. And she's older. She would be around her, she would be a senior in age, definitely.
Now, if you can, describe the place that she works. Where does she perform her acts of kindness for the people of your hometown?
It's sort of like our complex. So she works in this really interesting store on the first level, and then we live on the top level. So it's a 2-story place, and we kind of have this small place up top, but we work in a small store at the bottom.
Excellent. All right. On this particular day, a rain unseasonal has washed into your town, and you hear the sounds of panicked knocking coming from the front of the workshop. A woman who you know by the name of Mrs. Summersby appears to be in a measure of distress.
What is it, baby?
She cries out, Madam, sorry, you need to help me with pronunciation here. Mama Adori? Is that
Adori, yes.
Yeah.
Adori.
Yeah. Mama Adori! Oh, you must come quick. My little girl, she's been caught down with the fever.
It'll be okay, ma'am. I'll go fetch her.
You head upstairs, and inside, the first thing that assails you is that very familiar, nostalgic sense of incense and burning sage. There in front of you is the venerable Mama Dori. As she looks at you, she says, "What's all that ruckus, child? Even in my old age, with my hard hearing, I can hear all that kind of commotion."
Miss Summersby needs our help, ma'am. The child is struck with fever.
Oh, the poor dear. She reaches over to you and sort of clasps your hand. She says, "Help Mama up to her feet, child."
I try to help her up.
As you do so, we suddenly find ourselves back in Ustalav. As you reach out to hold Mama Adori's hand, instead, what clasps your hand is a rotten, severed hand. One of the many hands which pulled down the fortune teller from the Vistani camp into the lake. As your mind snaps back, all you can hear is the shouting of the Vistani and the scene of your allies rushing to your aid. It is here we are going to start, as I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative. Now, bear with me while I add the creatures to the encounter list. Now, we don't have a map for this, unfortunately, because I didn't have one. But you guys should be able to use the combat tracker to witness, I believe. There we go.
Ask zombies.
The zombies in question. Now, currently, they all seem to surround Esther, as basically they just basically try to drag her down as well. The first on scene is Vagog.
Whoa. Esther, what's happening?
Oh, sorry. She doesn't really know what's going on.
Explain this unknown phenomenon.
What you lost? You got. Esther has no idea. It almost makes no sense that full-blown creatures would be concealed underneath there.
The old Vistani woman didn't seem like it seemed like she knew what was coming, didn't it? She didn't seem to resist.
I will allow for a sense motive on this, which would be an inside check because we're playing D&D. I know what I'm doing. Look, if people can speak English and French and say the word cul-de-sac, I can ask people for a sense motive check.
I was guessing that would just be from Esther, is it right?
No, I'll allow, because, I mean, like I said, you would have heard the sort of splashing of the creatures as they jumped up to grab her. So this would be an as you've turned to, like, sort of see what's going on, everyone would have witnessed her getting pulled down.
Great. Nice! Esther knows exactly what's done.
Based on your previous conversation and the look on her face, there was definitely an acceptance that she feels as though she can leave whatever she was hanging on to behind because she knew that you, specifically you, Esther, were in Barovia. That was the kind of look that she gave you. And the reason why you had the flashback was because Mama gave you that kind of same look as well. In that moment where she took your hand, she asked you to help her up, but she was old and frail. The things that were very routine for her were now becoming a bigger struggle. And you remember that day as the first day she asked you to go without her, to treat the Summersby daughter. In that same way, you got that same feeling here as the old Vistani woman looked you in the eye. It is still Vagog's turn, by the way.
Okay. So, running up to Esther, now and then asking her what is going on. Seeing these zombies come out. See, they're fairly close. Vagog doesn't like being close as a wizard, but in this sense, I'm going to cast mirror image on myself as what looks like 3 after images of me as I click my stopwatch to kind of what would almost look like I'm speeding up time. So there's like illusions of me like kind of swirling around, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, very much so. It's like almost like the mirrored image kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically what it does is there's 3 illusions of myself in my square. Each time a target would target me with an attack, I have to roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of my duplicates.
Very well. So you watch as one Vagog that is running towards the beach or the little what do you call it, bank, instead transforms into multiple. They interchange positions with one another as they get close. I mean, you can get right up onto the bank if you want, but it is up to you as to how close you wish to get.
Well, I get up to where Esther is. 'Cause I want to make sure she's all right.
Yeah, she's definitely in danger. Zombies,
Yeah,
you see them.
Yep. So I get in. I actually get in front of her at this point.
You'll need to pull her back, which will be a standard action, so you won't be able to interpose as they are.
They're
as
already
mentioned.
holding
Okay,
up.
so
Yeah.
I guess the mirror image was the standard. So I guess I just get next to her then,
Very well.
and
Next
attempt
up.
to the next time triple. So.
Very well. Next up, we have Demiro. Demiro, you were over by the fire celebrating with some of the other Vistani at the successful return of Arabelle, whom is in absolute shock at the sudden turn of events. What do you do?
You remind myself of what I can do.
Brave Sir Robin ran away. Bravely ran away.
Oh, brave Sir Robin! Oh, brave Demiro! Alright.
So, oh damn it, undead are immune.
Demiro's is dead.
I was gonna do this, but now I can't.
He ran up and died. What?
I will use my bonus action to inspire Jinto. Come on, Jinto.
Yes.
Mash them. And then I'll run in and try and skewer one in the brain pan if I can find it in the water.
All right, very well. Yeah, you can definitely see one in the water, and as you kind of encourage Vagag to step forward, you take your swing. Oh yeah, and you clock that zombie square in the noggin. A piece of his skull cracks and falls into the water. Why is he concentrating? What's he concentrating on? Zombie, what have you been doing while I'm not
Maybe
paying
he's
attention?
concentrating on dragging Esther out of the water.
They're magic zombies.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. All right. So, just so you know, the husk zombies, of which these are, have one variation, and that is if they get brought to 0 hit points, they get to make a Constitution saving throw, and if they succeed, they remain on 1 hit point instead of dying.
Ooh,
Oh, that's the concentration.
hard to kill.
Yeah, they're super hard to kill. All right. Next up. Taspriel's like, the zombie's clearly a poet, concentrating on his new piece of work, and then all of a sudden Demiro's ruined everything. All right. Esther, it is your turn.
So, okay, so what is happening at the moment? So they're grabbing me and trying to pull me under?
Yes. They've already pulled the old fortune teller under, and they are going for you next.
Okay, let's see. Well, first thing we need to do is get out of this situation. Let's see. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Let me see. Sorry. Would I be able to try to pull away? Just in general, would I have to do something?
Yeah,
else?
no, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, they haven't grappled you per se, so I'm going to say with an athletics check that with this flat target number, you'll be able to get away from the water and back up onto the bank. I don't use Sirenscape for that. Not because it doesn't have cool zombie sound effects, but because mine are better.
True.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, with 17 athletics, you manage to pull back out of the water. The zombies, again, at this point, leaning out like torsos, stretch out to try and grab you.
Okay. And what was that? My standard action?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And let me see what I can do for this action. Sorry, I'm taking so long.
That's okay.
Good.
As requested by the audience, Demiro, using his free action, will start singing as she rips off. Oh, let her go, can't hold her back anymore.
Oh, good lord. And just like that, Disney comes from Michael's pittance of money. Demonetized.
Disney
No.
zombies.
Thanks to
Yeah.
Disney
Zombies.
zombies.
Are they Disney?
I mean-
Are they zombies? Are they zombies? Who knows?
Zombies.
Okay. I think that's what I'm gonna. I think that's about what I'll do for now because I can't see the poor lady anymore, can I?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to back up just a bit, still staying close enough.
All right. Okay. I like that. Now, keeping in mind, again, the shallows of the bank are actually so low that you don't know where she's gone. Like, she was pulled directly down, and much like how the hand sort of came up from the nothing, she seems to have disappeared into that very same inky murk. Argento, you are up next. You can see that Vagag has run towards the banks to try and reach for Esther. He's in the water, but like not being assailed by these zombies. Demiro is singing a tune and again trying to help Esther get out, and Esther has wrenched her feet free of these clawing hands.
All right, yeah. So, seeing what's going on out there in the water and everything, you know, I'm obviously eager to get involved here and then sort of do what I do best, I guess. So, I'll use the inspiration that was given to me by Demiro to join the fight, and I will actually throw my hand axe at Husk Zombie number 2, if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll go advantage for the inspiration that Demiro gave.
Yep, easy done. Oh wait, sorry, no. Inspiration for Demiro isn't an advantage in that way. I believe it is a plus
D6.
1d6 to your result. But you know what?
Double nines.
I'm happy to keep you with a 9. That's perfectly fine. So
Yeah.
9, then roll a d6.
And the 6.
All right, that is 20. With a 20, that will, I believe, hit their AC, their abysmal AC, as
Yep.
you throw your hand axe that hits it in the shoulder. Don't forget to roll it into the damage on the combat tracker.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll do that there.
This is fun. This is how we learn how to use the program. Also, it makes them do the thing that I want them to do, which is make fort saves. All right. The second husk seems to hiss angrily. Now, while Esther has been pulled away, Vagag, you are still within reach. Now, you have cast Mirror Image. There are multiple Vagags in the water. As it reaches up, the zombies are trying to grab at the Goliath's big form. Roll the d20 to see if you get grabbed or not.
Nope. It has, for the first time, it's under a 6. I would get grabbed, so I rolled an 18. They go after one of my illusions. And they have to beat an AC 12 to hit it.
All right. Let's see how they go. That is an AC 13. So one of the claws.
Yep. One of the illusions is gone.
All right. It is now going to use a second claw attack to scratch at another illusion.
Alright, so now I need... where is it?
D3.
Okay, yep. No, I get it. Okay, hits an illusion.
All right. And again, another illusion
Ah!
disappears. The second one. Again, Vagag being the only person in the water, more hands start to come up and try to grab at you.
Guys! Help! They're coming up! They're taking them out one by one!
I was next
yeah.
to him. I stabbed it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you were. The next one will go for you.
Oh, this one actually hits me.
All right, 22 to hit you.
That hits.
All right. That will deal a glorious.
Glorious.
There we go. That will deal a glorious 5 damage as
5
one of
damage?
the claws
Okay.
rips into you.
All right, I'll take that.
The next husk zombie is going to go for Demiro. And will miss and will also miss. As these claws try to grab at Demiro, you're kind of like na 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 na. Or I can just imagine Demiro just sitting there, just sort of swaying. Don't stand so close to me. Just like definitely not letting them hit him. All right, Vagag, it is your turn.
Okay. Also, when you called them zombies
Dombies.
earlier, zombies, the only thing I could think of was zombie dobbies, like the house elf.
Dombie is a free elf.
I was like, oh no, zombies! All right.
And with that, Dobby looked at Harry, and Harry said, "But Dobby, I've already given you my sock. What else could I offer you?"
Praise.
Oh God, Dobby, no.
Okay. All right.
Boy,
So they're
they-
in melee with me. I'm going to just try and poke them with my stick, shove them back into the water. Back you! Just hit it with my quarterstaff.
All right, very well.
I will hit zombie 2. 10. I hit him.
Wait, no. Who do you hit first?
I hit zombie 2. That's what I said.
Yeah, no, but who do you hit first?
Husk zombie.
No, I know you've hit. Yeah, okay, no, it's fine. Bad joke. Bad joke. Get it? You hit zombie 2. Yes, I know you hit zombie 2, but who else do you hit? It's fine.
I poke him with my stick. Get back in the water!
Huh. Fuck! Alright, you poke him with your stick.
Alright, and I guess I don't have a knife for a bonus action, so yeah. Alright.
No.
Oh wait, no! I have the can I try and use a bonus action with the Coven's knife that I have?
I mean, I guess. Sure
Okay,
you don't want to
actually-
just get out the water?
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean,
Alright.
I'm
I mean,
in the
it's
melee
fine.
with them. If I move, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm good. I don't actually have it in my. I don't have a knife in my action thing yet. So no, I'm just gonna do the quarterstaff.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Argento, get out here, please. This is the. Yeah.
Alright, Demiro, it is your turn.
Okay. I'll have one last jab at the zombie. Yes.
Kajabbity.
You couldn't come up with a poem if your life depended on it.
Quip strikes sharp like wit. Ah.
I'll take a step back towards the shore.
All right, very well. Once you leave the water, their hands do not seem to be able to reach you. Esther.
Okay, so let me see something real quick. I think I saw trying to, but it wouldn't do much because they were just kind of, I don't know where they would go. So I'm gonna do something else. I have a certain channel divinity, I believe, being a grave cleric, and it's called, where is it? Path to the Grave. It's under
Okay.
my grave confusion. So starting at second, as an action, you choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you, cursing it until the end of your next turn. The next time you or an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of the attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
Nice. All right. Very well. So reaching your hand up skyward, you begin to channel your spirit of the grave, and you lay a curse upon one of the 3 zombies. Which one would you like to?
I point at Husk Zombie 3 because we haven't been able to do much to it yet.
Very
so
well.
everyone knows to go to that one.
All right.
First.
The next, until the end of your next turn, the next ally that strikes or deals damage to Zombie 3 will deal double damage.
Nice.
All right. Argento, with mighty hammer in hand, what do you do?
So as I've run to where Vergog is, I've sort of made my way with hammer in hand, sort of running it from behind him, but I run just past him to hit Husk Zombie number 3. I'm attacking him anyway.
I want to imagine like Argento jumps above Magog and just like hammers one from above.
Hammers Vergog, the wrong.
I think number 3 was the one attacking Demiro, so he kind of...
Okay.
Yeah, so you splash into... You run
Yeah.
past Demiro, splash back into the water, and...
Yeah. Number 3.
Swing.
Nice.
That will hit. Don't forget to roll it on the Duty McDude faces. All right. And you can roll that again as you deal double damage because he's vulnerable.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. That's
Nice
fine.
damage.
Thwam! As your hammer hits. Now I know it's so vulnerable does double damage, but you know I like rolling twice. Makes me feel good. All right. Wham! As you collide with this thing, it is definitely shaky. All right, Vagog. The zombies once again continue their onslaught. Starting with.
Okay.
Sorry, I rolled
This
that
one
in.
actually does. This one actually does hit the illusion.
All right,
So
23 to hit.
That one hits, so the illusion is gone. Now I have no more illusions.
All right, second attack. 7 will miss.
Yes.
Nice.
You have the illusion of illusions now.
Yeah, this is the real illusion.
All right. 12 will hit. Vagog, you are clawed.
Ah.
And then a second claw comes up, which will also hit. Now, because both claws managed to hit you, you have
Okay.
been grabbed by this pair of hands.
On the second attack, I'm going to use Stone Endurance and gain Stone Skin.
Sure.
I get to roll D12 and add my con modifier and subtract the damage.
Very well.
I roll a 12.
Nice. Now,
So
the damage
I
you
did-
just...
again-
Now, does it just reduce the damage of the attack you just received?
Yes, you focus yourself to occasionally shrug off injury. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll D12. Add your con modifier to the number rolled and reduce the damage by that total.
Sure. So you've reduced the damage of 7 to 0, so you've taken no damage from that attack.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give
The
myself.
third zombie is next to Argento, so it will start. And will miss. Oh man, Argento, you just sort of swat this thing away.
Nice.
All right, as you are just flinging your arms around to keep this thing at bay, these things are, you can tell they've got one goal. They're just grabbing onto whatever they can and they're pulling it into the murk. Vagog, you are sinking. Now, before you were standing on kind of like this soft, wet, sandy kind of soil. Now it feels as though that's falling away from underneath you. It feels as though you're standing in peat. Do you guys know what peat is? Do you know what it's like to stand in it? You can say no, that's perfectly
Like
fine.
a bog.
Yeah, it's like a bog.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like you're standing in a bog, and you're kind of you feel like you're sinking unhindered into this bog.
Okay, so, can I still move in the bog, or am I like stuck where I am?
You are stuck until you break free.
Okay. In the meantime, until I can break free, going to use shape water to create ice around me, to make it so I'm just stuck in place and I no longer sink any further in?
The amount of weight that the ice would be able to support, given that you are a Goliath of quite immense stature, I'm not going to say that you're going to be able to create enough buoyancy compared to your weight plus the zombie pulling you down.
No problem.
But you will discover this as you cast this. So you've created kind of these water wings. So if you do manage to break free, they will help pull you back up. So it's an assistance of some kind.
They are 5 foot cubes, by the way. So it is a 5 foot cube. So
which you're in the center of. So it displaces, unless you want to like freeze a very, very 5 foot thick cube inside of yourself.
No, that's fine. I'll just do like water wings. I got ice water wings.
Yes, you create these kind of like little icicle wings, which will help you inevitably. All right, Demiro, it is your turn.
I will unfurl a rope and toss it into Vagag. Grab on. Otherwise, you'll be meeting the old lady wherever she is.
All right, I will grab it.
And I will use another inspiration, so you can use on Vagag, so you can use that on a skill check as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that because I still have the half strength.
And
I've still affected by a witch.
and I'll use a bonus action to give you a healing word.
All right, fantastic. As you begin to speak your healing words, Vagag, you feel your wounds begin to stitch and mend. The 2 icicle wings that you've placed underneath your armpit barely keep you above the water as you slip into this bog, dragged down by the zombies that cling to your clothes and tug and pull at you. You could hear them even underneath the bubbling water. Now, Demira has thrown you a lifeline. You grab onto that rope tightly as we then go to Esther's turn. Also, really quickly, before we go to Esther's turn, I do apologize, I would like to give a very big shout out to a very awesome and wonderful human being, and that is, of course, the Dreaded GM. If you guys have not done so already, what are you doing? Go check out the Dreaded GM's channel. Go follow his channel. Go watch it. It'll be the best thing you do all year. Hell, all decade. Go do that. It's awesome.
You called you handsome, Michael.
He did. He's too nice. He's too kind. Don't like it. Anyway, so yes, long story short, for the people who have just joined in, number 1, our group has just witnessed a fortune teller be dragged into the swamp by some zombies. These are magical zombies. They don't seem to come from anywhere and seem to disappear into the shadows beneath the waters. Esther was the initial victim. However, during the rescue, Vagag, our Goliath wizard, has been grabbed in her stead. People are trying to basically stop Vagag from being dragged down, and that is kind of what he's all about right now. And if you would, please give us a number between 1 to 51 for our lovely, tasty, wonderful plot twists that we will use for and against our lovely audience, lovely players. All right, Esther, I apologize. It is your turn.
No worries. Okay, can I see the one that's dragging Vagag underwater?
Oh yeah. These blackened, sort of moist, swollen hands.
May I try to cast Guiding Bolt?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure. So, if this hits, it also, it also gives advantage for the next attack because of the light, I believe.
That is correct.
Okay, just want to make sure. Oh, I think I didn't do it right. I'm sorry. Wait, pull it up. Yes, there it is.
Nice. A bolt of eldritch. Oh no, eldritch. What am I saying? A bolt of holy energy glows within the palm of your hand as you fire it outwards. As it strikes the hand, you watch as cracks begin to appear along its vascular skin, and these cracks start to glow and illuminate. It seems to be pained by the light that you have cast. Deal your damage. Damn. Wait, hold on. What? There's a lot of stuff here. Okay. No, deals half damage with strength on advantage attacks. Expires on Vigog's turn. Okay. Cool. All right, I got it. Very well.
That was from last game.
No. It's just
No, it's still there. I haven't had a
that's
chance to rest yet. So.
All right. Now, as Esther casts the guiding bolt, Argento, you can see these glowing arms clinging to Vigog, as well as another set ready and willing to pounce. There's also the set in front of you, trying to grab you. What do you do?
All right, so just take a brief moment and yell out to Vergog if he's okay or does he need me to help. He's okay. Do you need me to help?
I'm underwater.
Oh yeah, but he's kind of like doing the.
So, I guess with that, I also give a glance to
I am holding on.
Demiro to see if you would like me to help pull him out, or do you want me to attack somebody? All in one sort of action, let's say, in one sort of do you need help sort of thing.
Well, we haven't had a chance to try and pull him out yet, so unsure.
Yeah. All right, let's do that then. I'll grab the rope and try to pull him out. Of my
All right.
size and strength.
Make an athletics check if you'd be so kind.
Me too. I'm gonna get onto it. Should I make it too, or?
Oh
no.
Alas, with a 9, that is not enough. As you pull and tug, the creatures seem to be quite insistent on taking poor Vigog.
He gains advantage because of my water weight.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, because you've created
nice.
the ice life buoy, I guess.
Sweet. Okay.
Nice.
I was just joking, but it's kind of cool.
All right, another athletics check from Argento.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, with that much better result, you reach down and absolutely manage to yank and pull, and Vigog, you manage to resurface.
Oh, thank you. I have extra time.
What are you doing, you silly Goliath?
Working on it.
I love that. What are you doing?
You're a wizard.
What are you doing, you silly Goliath?
All right, the
You're a
husk
wizard.
zombies. Now the zombies are not giving up too easily as they grab onto Vigog and continue to claw and bite. That will miss.
They drag
That'll
Argento
crit.
down.
Ow!
Oh no! Crit hit.
I'm gonna use my last chronal shift to make him re-roll that.
Very well. He will re-roll his natural 20, and he will receive a 15,
Okay.
which will be a regular hit. So, so let me just really quickly do that, and then you take 1 lot of damage rather than 2.
I forget I get the ability twice, and I get regain any expended uses at a long rest. So.
All right. The second husk zombie goes for Argento, who is still in the water, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
The first attack. First one will miss completely. Second one will also miss. Man, this one is just, he's not doing anything.
He's going to drag one of the unzombies down.
Oh, yeah.
Fail.
The third and final husk zombie, however, will make his first attack and second... will crit on his second.
Oh, no!
Oh no!
It is a whack-a-mole.
Crits.
The
Oh,
card
no.
goes down and pops up. Argento goes down.
All right. So, Vigag, as you are being pulled up by Argento, the zombies use the opportunity to grab hold of Argento's belt, his shoulder, and start dragging him into the bog as well. The both of you begin to sink.
Okay.
All right.
Is he right next to me, or is he like?
He's right. He's a little bit away from you, but more or less next to you.
Okay. Would I be able to touch him?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I'm
It is
gonna
your
try
turn.
something. Yep, I'm gonna try something. Vagagni, a teacher, would have probably known about undead. Previously. I want to try and change Argento's. Since I'm the one with the rope, I'm gonna change Argento's magic aura. I'm gonna mask him with Arcanus magic aura, and I'm gonna make him look like he's undead.
Nice.
All right.
Says mask. You change the way a target appears to spells and magical effects that detect creature types, such as a paladin's divine sense or the trigger of a symbol spell. You choose a creature type, and other spells and magic effects treat the target as if it were a creature of that type or that alignment. So I want to change his creature type to look like undead, and see if the undead zombies will treat him as an undead and possibly let him go.
Okay, I dig that. I dig it a lot. All right. Let's see what happens. All right, they seem to buy it.
Yes!
Nice.
And now you look undead for 24 hours because that's the reach.
Wow, an improvement.
Very, very clever. In fact, gain an inspiration for that. I quite like that idea.
That was awesome.
Sweet. I already have inspiration, so. But yes, that was kind of awesome. Alright. And that will be my turn.
All right. Next up on our list, we have Domiro.
So I will keep hold of the rope in one hand in case they want to still use it to come out, and we'll whip out my hand crossbow and take a pot shot at one of the zombies.
All right. All right, you strike with your crossbow and 7 points of damage to the poor unsuspecting zombie. Anything else?
Not that much, but you do have an advantage. Just because you hit Husker on the one.
You can try and hit a 20.
Sorry?
You have advantage because of the guiding light.
Okay. It was not a 20.
Very well. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll just say, get out of the water, you two. What are you doing? Stop dancing with the zombies.
All right. Next up, we have Esther.
What's going on around us at the camp?
People are panicked, mostly because they just saw their elder die. Some are sort of trying to, get their weapons and protect the children. A couple of other people seem to be trying to grab some ropes and some of the horses to use to pull Vigag and Argento out of the water.
Okay. Just want to make sure that there wasn't anything behind us.
Oh no, not at all. You can try.
More
You can
zombies
try
from the
to
forest.
you can try to coordinate them if you want. Speed them up.
Okay. Let me think of what I would say. Sorry. Let me think. So this is gonna be cool. There are people that are going to protect the children, people that are getting the rope and horses ready, and so those are the two main groups, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry. I try to coordinate. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think.
You can make a persuasion check, and I can. A persuasion check, and I'll work things out.
If you want me to try and think of it, I can. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Either or, whichever suits you.
Okay.
Because sometimes our characters can be more articulate than ourselves.
Well, I know what I want them to do. I just don't know if I'm sorry. Let me see. I tell them to tell the strongest to neglect the horses and just bring the ropes at the moment, and then everyone else to grab the horses for aiding.
All right, make a persuasion check as you. Oh, well, you've made it. So with that persuasion check, a few of the stronger ones go, well, quickly, grab the ropes. As they do so, they begin to tie them off and they throw them into Vigag and Argento. Argento, you could see a multitude of these ropes sort of landing in the water just where you are.
Yep. So obviously I'll try to grab one of the ropes. Am I able to attack, or am I kind of like sort of out of the action right now? Because I'm in the water, correct? I'm being pulled down.
Yes. Much like with Vigag, it's almost as if the floor beneath you went from this soft, wet soil into just this thick peat that's just dragging you down.
Sure. All right, so since I'm not really able to use any of my weapons, so to speak, and make any kind of real attack, I will use one of the spells that I do have called Bane. So up to 3 creatures of my choice within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever they fail the saving throw, whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that from the roll of attack.
Nice.
So I'll put Bane on all 3 of them.
Very well.
A drop of blood, which I should have because they've wounded me. So I will drop my Bane spell onto all 3 of them.
All right. Husk Zombie number 2 manages to fall for the Bane, but the others seem unperturbed. Now, once again, they try to drag Vigag down. Vigag, you disappear underneath the waves. I need you to make me an athletics check.
I have the inspiration.
You may use your inspiration to get an advantage if you would like.
No, the bardic inspiration.
Oh, yeah, you can use that too. It's either or.
Yeah, so I'll use that to add. You said athletics. And then it was a d6, right?
Yep.
So
17.
17.
Perfect. As you start to sink, you feel more rope starting to lash around you, and as you pull upwards, you are wrenched free from the water. The hands of the zombies do not seem to go too far as you are pulled onto the bank by what looks to be 2 Vistani. The big, strong, muscly dudes who are just kind of dragging you. Oh, I think we got one! We got one!
The 2 that threw me to the river.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it is actually those two that kind of like flung you to the river.
Oh, it's that one. Toss him back.
That's too small. No. Okay. Argento, I need you to make me an athletics check as the Vistani throw the ropes in towards you.
Nice.
Oh man,
Nice.
easy. Yeah, without having Vagog drag you down, I mean politely, you wrench yourself free and manage to pull yourself away from the water's edge. You watch as the hands disappear into the blackish bracken water, and then a few moments later, you watch as the water transforms almost clear. Like you can see the bottom. Even if you poke it with a stick, it has no explanation for where the bog came from, where the hands came from. And there is no sign of the fortune teller, save for a silken scarf that seems to hang wearily in the wind along a tree near the banks.
Hmm. Oh, interesting, guys. What just happened? What was that?
I'm not really sure. Either this part of the river is cursed, and which to when I was floating down here earlier, I don't know why I wasn't pulled in.
Maybe that's how fortune tellers depart in this place.
Yeah.
They get pulled in the marsh or a bog.
It's certainly memorable.
Yeah. Can you explain this, Esther? Do you know what's happening here?
Maybe
So,
the Vistani know.
sorry. So that happened as I mentioned Strahd, didn't it? And she said clever girl, and then that happened. It did. Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
It's okay.
Yes. As soon as you mentioned that Strahd, you said something about Strahd perhaps
Losing
being a
himself,
victim or losing himself to the madnesses of Barovia. The old lady smiled at you, almost as if passing on a torch to you before she was taken away.
Can I? Well, I don't want to pull it out here because I don't want everyone to see it. But the card. Later, I want to check if I can see Strahd, then I want to use it if I can.
All right.
Just quickly.
As
If
you.
I can get. If I can. Oh, sorry. If I can
As
get out
you-
of people's eyes. So
Oh
they
yeah,
don't see.
not a worry. As you pull out once again the
Card?
picture, the card. Yet again, you see the image. The following image. And boop. There it is. Once again, you hold up the playing card, the tarot card, that has the mirror, once again, with Strahd standing before it. Unlike before, when you looked at it, where Strahd was missing, he now stands as he was when you first bore witness to this card and its supernatural effects.
Let's see. I have to-
I'm going to play a plot twist card, and it's going to be the one that we have just received from Tales of Pesh. By the way, again, Tales of Pesh, fantastic streamer, wonderful human being. Please go and check him out. From Tales of Pesh, we have plot twist card number 21, Revelation. Esther, you may ask one question, and you will get a straight, direct, no vagueness answer to this question.
Who am I asking?
Is that your question?
It is your intuition. Is that your question? That was a waste of a question.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's,
I thought that you meant that I thought you meant I go to one of the other.
no. It is a revelation that Esther gets
Got it.
on her own.
I just go to Demiro. Hey, Demiro. I need your help.
What do you mean? Ah, shit.
Okay, so let me think real quick.
What is your favorite color?
Blue. No, green.
How did Strahd know what we were doing?
You think upon Strahd and his various powers. Strahd thrives where light fades and disappears. And you think to yourself, but that can't be it. He can't simply see, walk, and operate through shadows. And that is when you notice in the card something that goes relatively unnoticed. Something that even among vampires, few pay any attention to. Strahd has no reflection. Strahd casts nothing upon a reflection because you understand that Strahd sees all that can be reflected in the lands of Barovia. When the old woman stepped onto the water's surface, the mirrored edge created a reflection, and you believe that is how Strahd is able to keep such a close eye on everyone.
I have something else, but I'll wait so I don't take up too much time. I'll wait.
Also, thank you, Tales of Pesh, for that revelation.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to take up time, so I'll do it later. Sorry.
All right. Now, from nearby, you hear the sounds of a wagon pulling in close. Horses at its head travel on the ground. And suddenly, you see a figure. This figure is quite scruffy looking, but has a warm and welcoming smile. Long, thick dreadlocks that are tied back into a ponytail, and a rather kind of dirty attire that shows that he has traveled around the world quite a far distance. He seems to be at the front of this wagon as he pulls in adjacent to the Vistani camp. We are going to be playing the next plot twist card, which is, of course, The Road Less Traveled. Allow me to introduce you to a new NPC that is now going to feature for your particular campaign, and he is simply known as the Dread Rider. He turns to you and says, "Well, fancy meeting all of you here. So many familiar faces, and faces yet to be familiar. Folks around here call me Dread Rider. Rider to some, dread to others." He jumps off the side of his wagon and stretches his back. "I'm a traveler of sorts, but rather than simple travel, I like to spend my time in the company of others who can share tales and enjoy some hot food with me. I would be more than happy to escort you anywhere along the Barovian countryside, for a small price, of course."
Well, we always welcome, a good tale and a new friend. Should we call you Mr. Ryder or Dread? Or what would you
Dread
prefer?
would suffice.
What about Drider?
Or Rider. I'm not fussy.
Drider.
And what might I call you?
I am Demiro, and this is my companions. We got Vigard here, Aginto, and Esther.
Sorry, I just saw Dread go, "Pay me!" Like, yes, all similarities and likenesses that appear to be likewise to people or places in real life are purely coincidental. Anyway, so he says, "Well, it isn't my absolute pleasure and honor. Now, if you would like, I can offer you a cheap ride But the distance will, of course, vary the cost. I am, however, not a fightery sort. While I can, of course, hold my own, I prefer to stay out of battles and the like. Apart from this, you are welcome to travel with me in
We
relative
offer
safety.
some sort of fast traveling service throughout the lands.
Oh, it's almost exactly like that, Tim. Yes.
Coach tech.
Because look, I mean, I appreciate the fact that we had to take like, what was it, like 15 miles to get that little girl back to her home. So now you have a wagon that is always going to be around. It's a mysterious rider, and they're going to be able to take you places. It won't teleport you, but it will half your time than when you were on foot.
Sweet.
Sounds good. I'd pay for that service.
Well,
Wonderful.
Arabelle's back. Arabelle's here now. This is where she's supposed to be.
No,
Oh, it's
she's
the
in
village of
another
Barovia.
Vistani village that we went through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
the one by the village of Barovia.
We need to take her back, and we need to take the horse back.
Mm-hmm.
He says, excellent. Allow me to introduce you to my traveling companions. This one is Ubermint, and the other is Lifteranen. Or I call them Uber and Lyft.
Hola.
Oh.
Yes.
Might you have any chips, Uber?
Oh, he also keeps a small tray of mints in the little carriage compartment as well. All right.
Wouldn't have any water, would you?
Yes, there is also fresh water available as well. Now, the Dread Rider to one side. You do have a moment, of course, to acknowledge what has just happened. I just didn't want to forget this before we moved on.
Yes, I will. I will help prepare for the festivities, the send off.
All right.
I assume they're going to have some sort of party.
Indeed, they do.
It'll be a New Orleans style funeral. You parade down. That'll be fun.
Now I don't have the music I would like, but it is a very celebratory tune. This is the closest that I could find. It's the Vistani music, but as the music plays, you hear the sounds of moaning and crying and sobbing as a pyre is built in very large fashion. This perfectly square structure that is then filled to the brim with things and belongings of the fortune teller. Many of the older members are trying to keep themselves together and compose at the loss of the dear fortune teller, but a lot of the young who did not understand are just kind of very, very grim, very somber as they just sort of bask and sort of sway in the light of the fire of the funeral pyre. Now, Esther, one of the Vistani, a woman by the name of Esmeralda, who you are very familiar with, approaches. She says, "My dear and beautiful child, Oh wait, no, that's the wrong voice. What am I saying? One moment. Well, my dear, I'm so sorry that your friend suffered such terrible fate." She sidles up next to you. "But things like this are not uncommon here. These lands are old, older than some, older than even the whispers that are spread from the Vistani from one end of this land to another. You can't blame yourself, and you can't hold on to those feelings. You be sure to grieve in your own way, but grieve nonetheless. I know the fortune teller saw greatness in you, and I'm sure that wherever you go and whatever you have in store, greatness will always follow you. She says this kind of looking towards Argento, Vagag, and Demiro, kind of implying the greatness that lies within your friends. Vagag, however, covered in mud. It's like squeezing like juices out of his beard. Some more than others, she says. As she she raises an eyebrow.
I asked her what the fortune teller's favorite color was, if she knows.
Oh, it was a bright and brilliant sapphire blue. She always said that it was like the eyes of her late mother.
I want to use thaumaturgy to change the color of the fire, to that sapphire blue.
Now this is either going to come out sounding really cool or sounding super facetious. I want to... It should be respectful, but let's see.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. Yeah, there you go, see? There you go. So as the Vistani see the azure flame suddenly spiral to the air, they all begin to sort of laugh and celebrate, and you see the mood begin to pick up as they say farewell to the fortune teller.
I'll do a performance for them. I knew a seer, and she was blue, and she departed. The sea was blue too.
Nice.
Gain an inspiration, you bastard. All right. So, well done. All right. I always reward singing on my channel. Okay. The night moves on, and eventually the night is rested by the people of the Vistani and, of course, yourselves. It is a long and wearying night. Vagag, you are met with a few of the hardier individuals who speak highly of your bravery, how you rushed into the waters despite being so clearly frail and old. That was either really stupid or incredibly brave. Other people turn to Argento, especially this elder, kind of like scrawny man who says, I had a grandson once and he was about as strong as you, about as big as an ox as well. I've seen you run in there and drag that Goliath out with one single hand. Back in my day, I used to be a bit of a Goliath flinger.
Goliath flinger
Is what we called ourselves.
I love that title.
Yeah, it's a big Goliath flinger we were. But you're quite strong, aren't you? And look at your armor. Barely a ding in you. He sort of bangs you with his stick a little bit.
You have a new title now, Argento.
Goliath Slinger.
Goliath flinger, yes. You know what? In fact, let me give you something. Come here. He reaches into his little satchel and he pulls out what looks to be a football, like an American football, right? Except it's got like a metal band around both sides of it. He says, "Give this a go." He hands it to you. Now, the way that the old man is handling it, you'd think it's just a football. As soon as he hands it to you, you realize this thing weighs like 10 kilo.
Whoa!
And you're like,
whoa! This old man.
Jeez.
Oh.
He's like, yes, when I had my grandson who got old enough, we used to play catch with this. That's how he became so famous for throwing Goliath. Maybe you could make some use of it, eh?
That's also how 3 of them died.
Oh, yes, one of them was crushed to death. The second, however, fell and twisted his ankle while trying to throw a Goliath, and then was incidentally crushed to death. And the third, however, no, he flung that Goliath far and wide, and it was all thanks to that there pigskin. Also very much made of pigskin. We don't get too many pigs in Barovia, but trust me when I say that is genuine fine hog hide, that is.
I suppose I look like your son who had the fatal accident at this time, but surely my look will disappear soon, I hope. I look a bit undead at the moment, thanks to...
Oh, you look quite a handsome young lad you are, except for the scales and the teeth and And yes, you're a dragonborn and I am a human and we don't look anything alike, but you are. You're quite... You know what? I have a granddaughter, too. Are you looking to marry? Oh, she's a fantastic... She would make a fantastic wife. Where's my grandchild? You don't have a grandchild, Smithy. Oh, apparently I don't have a grandchild. Well, what about my grandson? You don't have a grandson. Well, where did I get this pigskin from? You made it, Smithy. Do I do this?
I do.
Oh, Barovia does things to the mind.
It does.
All right.
It does.
Demiru, you play into the well and truly into the evening, and the musicians share with you a special tale. Now, I'm going to give you something that I'm going to call a masterpiece song. Now, the masterpiece song is one of 5 parts to the full masterpiece. The effect of the first masterpiece is the following. You may provide any person once in combat, while you are playing a musical instrument, a +1 luck bonus to any roll. That is all. This is just the first part. You may do things during the course of the game to learn more of the masterpiece or to even develop your own, but this is simply the overture. This is the beginning, as it were.
That's cool.
So, say that again.
Once per combat, you can award someone at any point in time a +1 luck bonus as a reaction. That is all.
Oh, sweet.
And this can be on any roll.
Death save rolls.
So I can declare it after the roll.
Correct.
Nice.
All right. The following morning. The rider is waiting patiently. Well. I hope you're all rested. Is there somewhere that I can take you? Let us also look at the map of Barovia. Barovia. There we go. Map of Barovia. Here we go. So, currently you are at the Sir Pools, which we can see over here. So that is where you currently are. Now, keeping in mind, you were given an invitation to see the Burgermeister in the village of Barovia. In addition, you also know that there are several witches hiding out in the Bone Grinder, which is over here. They told you not to enter their territory again, lest you feel their wrath. You then also found the town of Vallaki, where you believe one of Vagag's students to have been sighted recently.
However, the stop was to take the girl back.
Yeah.
Mother.
The Vistani who are at the Sir Pool says that they are more than able to escort the little girl back to her camp.
Okay. Thank you.
Do we want to return the horse and visit the Burgermeister?
Well, maybe
Yeah,
they could do that for us while they take her back that way anyway.
Oh yeah, I guess.
We also need to meet the sister of Ismark.
So, you wish to go to Barovia?
It depends how pressing you think it might be to go after your student Vagag. Otherwise, yeah, Barovia. Next stop.
My students usually, as long as I know that she's there, she's got capable hands and stuff. As one of my top students, so as long as that Vallaki town stays happy and chipper, I think she should be all right.
Yes. I say we return this horse, meet Ismark, find out about the Burgermeister.
Especially if she got caught up in the festivities, I don't think she'll be leaving fairly soon. So she kind of gets caught up in the events as well.
All right.
So I'm fine with going to Barovia, the village of Barovia.
Very well.
Let's return this
tell-
horse.
You tell the rider that you wish to travel to the village of Barovia. He smiles at you and says, "Only one thing. Let us begin." And you get upon his wagon and begin to make your way eastward towards Barovia.
Esther, what was that you were saying about a sister again?
That man we met, Ismark, he said he had a sister, didn't he? That she was...
Are you talking about the Burgermeister's son, like her daughter, his daughter? Oh, okay, yeah. We could probably find more out about that if we meet up with the son. So yeah, so that'll work out. Yeah.
Very well. The road is very short. As you hear, the horse moves swiftly, and before you realize it, you find yourself once again in the village of Barovia.
It's like I blinked and we just showed up.
I'm going to use
I'm
Vigog-
huge.
I'm going to use Vigog's token as our makeshift marker as you enter the city. Once again, you make your way towards the middle. The town square, where you can see to the north is the Blood on the Vine Inn. To the south, the mercantile shop. And then, obviously, further south, you can see the Burgermeister's mansion. Now,
The shop. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, well, as you arrive, the Dread Rider turns to you and says, "Well, it appears as though we've arrived. I'll stay in the nearby vicinity, but should you ever require me, simply ring the bell." And he points to a signpost in the center of town, where there is indeed a bell. It is, however, a strange-looking bell, as they appear to be silver. He then continues. Yeah!
Okay. So
Well, I suggest we make tracks to the inn, probably where Mark is still hanging out, unless he's made a miraculous recovery from his depression.
didn't we want to bring the horse back first? Since we're right here. Isn't that the town right there?
Yeah, right there next to where you are. That big.
Yeah, the market. I think that was like where the guy was.
That's where it is.
So let's return the horse really quick, and then we can head to the bar where the Burgermeister was, or where his house is. I guess
All
since
right.
he did.
Burgermeister.
What do we feel about splitting up? We don't all need to go return the horse to them.
It could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's just get this horse thing over with. I don't want to tie it up and have someone steal it out here, and then we're gonna came all this way somewhat for naught. Just go return it real quick.
Or pay back the cost of the horse.
Well, wasn't he like charging us some ridiculous amounts or something? Wasn't it?
Yes, it was basically we can't afford anything from the shop.
That's why I said to bring the horse back. Yeah.
Managed to
However,
convince them
now
to-
he's affording you guys a discount because you helped him recover his
That's right. That's
his
right.
missing
Yeah.
his missing
Still couldn't afford it, but
yeah
Missing son worker.
yeah his son worker.
Yeah.
Now,
well, let
as
us go
you
in and take this horse back.
very well, You make your way towards the general store with the horse in tow that you were meant to return. As you arrive, there is a small child who appears to be seated in front of the general store.
Very well then.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall.
Down.
As you say that, blood pours out of one of her nostrils.
Oh,
She then sort of wipes it up, almost like it's nothing, and then runs off into the street giggling.
You guys said that too, right?
That. Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything apart from to remind you all that you are in a messed up part of the world.
Ooh.
But it
All
could
right.
be the next big thing.
Yes.
The next big thing.
I'm fitting in right now. I'm looking undead, so.
You actually don't look undead. It's just you appear undead to things that like cast spells on you to find out if
Yeah.
you're undead or not. So.
Alright.
You still look
Cool.
like you
Oh,
The sparse
still
light from the building seems to spill
can feel
out
it.
from behind drawn curtains. A sign over a creaking door reads, Bildrath's Mercantiles. As you enter, you hear a voice coming from within. I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. We're closed, Get out, I'm sick of seeing... Oh, it's you. What do you want?
Turning your horse.
Returning your horse, of course.
That's right, you I mean, yes, take your time, why don't you? Just leave it hitched out the front.
Okay.
I mean, yes, you took your sweet time with it, but I suppose did you end up finding the small child after all of that hubbub that you were making?
Oh, he did actually.
Oh, good, excellent. That's wonderful news.
we found a dinosaur in the process.
A what? A who's what's it?
And nothing was.
Speak, you big Goliath.
It was
I mean,
nothing.
with lungs that loud, you'd think you'd be able to project a little.
I gotta intimidate him a bit. And
You're
just
going to
like,
intimidate me, are you?
No.
Oh,
I'm
go
gonna
on. He
just
sort of
say,
sits
"We
down,
fought
pulls up a chair, puts his
dinosaur."
feet up. Go on then. Give us your best shot.
I get in his face and say, "We fought a dinosaur in the lake."
Make an intimidation check. As you point him down, you're like, we fought a dinosaur.
18.
All right, hold on. I'm going to use this again just as I said it as well. He goes, no. No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He says, am I supposed to know what that is?
Do you not know what a dinosaur is?
I guess-
I don't know. It's some sort of big rat or a fish. You caught a fish. You went into the lake, you caught a fish. Big deal.
Oh, a big fish. It was this big.
It's just so...
It was this big in your little arms.
as you try to stretch your arms out to the size of a plesiosaur. Like, it's big. No. You stop making segments.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
He goes, yeah, okay. All right, fine. It was whatever. Anyway, look, as I said, we're closed, okay?
All right.
How's the boy?
Fine,
Yeah.
lazy, stupid, usual.
I'm gonna go hitch up the horse.
Yep,
I'm
you
gonna walk
hitch it.
outside
I imagine
while
you hitched it out the front and haven't brought the horse into the actual shop.
No, we're going to put it on the counter.
No, you chopped it up into
Here's
like
your
deli
horse.
meat, and you're like, Thwap, we said we return the horse, right?
Oh no.
No, that's fine. All right. You can ask him questions. Despite his very salty and grouchy demeanor, you do know that he does actually, he actually does care about obviously the children here and the thing you did. He's quite happy to have helped you. But that being said, he's still a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah.
You didn't happen to notice the small child out in front of your store, did you?
Who's small child? He looks outside. Don't see a small child.
Well, I mean, they're gone now. That's why I was asking if you noticed them before.
No, I didn't.
No, well, they were singing.
Hooray!
Demiro, sing
Was
what
it
you
something
sing.
like? Was it something like Ding Dong, the witch is dead, or something?
No, it was Ring Around the Rosie.
Haven't heard
And then
that
she
one.
bled from her nose.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll remember to clean up the porch when I'm done. Well, it's really nice catching up with you folk. We've got to remember to never do this again. Now get out of my... He picks up a broom and he starts shoving Argento. Well, not shoving him, but you know what I mean? Like, he starts thrusting the broom. Because I don't imagine he could push Argento out. But he's just thrusting a broom at you.
Well, always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks again for the horse.
I just want to stare at him really sternly and sort of grip my hammer really tight and then look over at Esther. I look to Esther. What is Esther's response to me? I'm just looking at you.
Esther strongly considers, do I let Argento turn this man into a coaster?
I don't notice.
So then I slowly release my grip from the hammer. No, I'm not letting it go, but I'm not clenching it as hard anymore, and I just start to walk backwards, kind of slowly, while still looking at him.
Yeah. Once you're gone, he changes the sign on the front of his door from closed to seriously we're closed.
Michael, it's so funny. Before coming on here, I was like, you saying that sign, I just found out about the random, like, funny Australian signs. Like,
Yeah,
they're
lots
just
of
on the
funny
side of the road. That's awesome. I'll have to bring it up later, so.
All right. So,
Sorry.
oh no, go on, Esther, if you have something, go for it.
It's okay. Sorry.
All right, where would you like to head to next?
To the inn.
To the inn.
As we were walking, I just kind of look at the horse. It was kind of like the French horse. They were just very done with everything.
Yeah.
The horse
Smoking
sitting
French
on the
horse.
Reminds me of reminds me of the mules back home. That seems about right. And I keep going.
ground.
All right. You open the door with a clatter as you enter the very familiar smells of the Blood on the Vine Tavern. Wine is rich and bitter here, as well as the people. There's the smell of salted meats that seem to be roasting on an open fire, and several patrons line this entire establishment, drinking heartily and sort of spitting on the ground.
Fine.
Do we see Ismark here?
Yes, you do. A man sitting by the fire is kind of quietly talking about, yes, and that was the third time I made love to a real person. As he seems to be talking to someone who's paying like no attention to him at all.
I'll call out to him. Ismark, that drink that we were going to have, we've returned from our journey.
Ah, Dominic, my dear friend, it is good to see you once again.
It's Demiro, but close enough.
Ah, yes, of course. Silly me. How could I forget? Anyway, a drink, around of the house for my friend Daniel and his friends.
That's Magog, and no, I was kidding.
Yeah, he turns around and he says, yes, my friends' friends, Vagag, Argento, and Esther. Yes. A big pitcher of wine is poured out for each and every one of you as he says, now tell me, did you have a chance to go and look into that thing we were talking about the other day?
Wink.
Does he seem to be acting different, or
Hmm.
You recall that he had mentioned before that your entrance, your invitation, should I say, to Barovia was a bit of a falsehood. That in fact the Burgermeister who sent you the letter was long dead by the time you received yours. He is uncertain as to whom might have sent you the letter, but that his sister is currently undergoing a few stresses of taking up the position since the passing of his late father. He has asked for you to check on her well-being and to, I guess, make sure that she doesn't over-exaggerate any troubles that might perhaps be here in Barovia.
We did do a bit of a cursory investigation into the forgery of it, and we were able to determine that was correct. It was indeed a forgery when we compared it to some of the other writing of the Burgermeister.
Yes, this is wondrous news. I'm glad that you were able to. I knew I could trust you. Ever since I met you, Dylan, you have always had a very strong place in my mind. I knew that I could count on people like you. You know, the people in Barovia, they've changed since they've settled. You know, some used to have spirit and gumption, and now they wander listless, drinking wine in copious amounts, talking of tales of yesteryears. He looks at his wine and then drinks more of it.
Well, you seem to be in slightly higher spirits than when we last met.
Well, yes, I find myself reinvigorated due to, well, your presence here, to say the least. Also, there have been, there have been rumors, talks of a group of individuals who have been traveling around Barovia with deeds of goodness. I heard recently that a small child was rescued from the evil clutches of some sort of large bear.
Oh, that is indeed good news. If we meet these people, it would be great to swap tales, for we have indeed been doing similar things.
Ah, yes, and the Battle of Ogre Falls was another classic that was warranted through here. A gripping tale of a giant made of stone wrestling with what appeared to be this immense ogre, throwing ice caps and boulders across large reaches of land, changing the very landscape of Barovia itself. Truly things of legend.
Oh, these tales it brightens my heart to hear that it can raise the spirits of the people at their mention.
Shh, we don't speak of this like raising spirits. It's bad luck here in Barovia. Instead, we say we honor our spirits and lay them to rest as we bottom our downs and we down our bottoms as he drinks.
Oh, yes, very good saying. Well, bottoms down.
Yes,
Bottoms down.
ha ha ha! As he drinks his
We're
wine.
gonna drink down it. I up it instead.
Now, as you are drinking and reminiscing, you hear a sound coming from nearby. It appears to be not that, but you know. There we go, and. Waiting for my button. It seems to come from outside.
Is that the sound of someone in trouble?
I rush outside.
You rush outside?
Me too.
I'll quickly finish my drink and rush outside.
I rush out with Esther.
You rush outside as quickly as you can. The streets of Barovia are mostly bare. And as you step out of the tavern, you see a tiny alleyway leading behind and through the network of buildings. And there, tucked away in the alleyway, you see the body of a little girl dressed in white, her nose dripping a small trickle of red, and what appears to be a chunk of flesh missing from the side of her neck.
Ooh.
And that is where we end today's session, as
no.
we will return forthwith next week
man.
when we continue our adventures into the land of Barovia. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and joining us today. We hope you guys had a fantastic game. Now, guys, I'm not going to be an Indian giver and be like, oh, yeah, cool, you rescued a child and now one is dead. This is about a 16, 17-year-old, so a teenager kind of young person who's been brutally and
So
gruesomely
no one
murdered.
cares.
No.
Thanks.
All right, now before we pack up, again we go around the table and we find out what everyone's favorite moments were. What moment is most memorable, I guess. Which of course comes courtesy of the dreaded GM himself, as he is featured in our game. You know what, Dread? You can be a part of my game too. Come here, you handsome devil, you. There he is. Look at him. Look at this handsome bastard. All right, there he goes. I'm gonna make him really tiny, and you can sit by me, Dread. There you go. The special guest, the dreaded GM. Look at him. Isn't he great? Okay. Anyway, so let's start with Esther. Esther, how do we feel about today's game?
I will enjoyed it. Thank you.
Excellent. Any memorable moments?
Let me think. Sorry. I really interesting. There was the fact that you use the fact that he doesn't have a reflection to say that he can see anything through a reflective surface. I thought that was interesting.
That was pretty cool.
Thank you. I made it up. Anyway, no, it was good. It was a great idea. It came partially because of the revelation, also with everything that you guys have seeded throughout the game. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And if you are playing Curse of Strahd for yourself, I highly recommend. Maybe that's how Strahd is indeed looking into what everyone is doing. Because anything can cast a reflection. A fighter's armor can cast reflections, a shield or anything. Another creature from the Pathfinder role-playing game that actually uses shadows and stuff was a silver sheen, and I actually got the idea from that, where they were able to travel through mirrors and do stuff. So yeah, not entirely my idea, but you know, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Tim, how do we go for today?
Yeah, good. We got through a few things today, but probably a little bit less than our usual. But I guess we started a bit later. It was interesting how we managed to make quite a large drama out of just a few zombies that we could have stepped out of the water from. So, I guess never underestimate the player's ability to make an encounter out of nothing.
Very true. Very true. It happens all the time. But no, you know what? I think those are the most fun that you can have. You know, when the players do have the ability to actually interact with the world, and there is a tangible response. You know, it doesn't have to be.
I think it's good when it actually doesn't matter what's going on. We can interact with the world, and something happens. You know, makes it really feel like, you know, the place is alive and that we're part of it.
Awesome. Argento, how do we go?
Yeah, it's a good one. I really enjoyed today. I think, you know, it's getting to a point for me, and I'm starting to feel this shift from when we started the game. I kind of knew just, you know, outside the game, you know, what Strahd's about, obviously being a vampire in a dark world and everything. But so far up to this point, we've really, other than the witches and obviously the dinosaurs, it's kind of been just like we're not really aware of our surroundings, but now there's this girl who's been bitten in the neck, and you know, we're sort of falling upon this, and creepy people coming out of the water. I think it's starting to really play on at least Argento's mind that place is not normal. Strange stuff's happening here. Women are disappearing in the water. People are acting a bit different. Things are starting to happen. So, for instance, for Gog, you know, running into the water and being to the front, not typical of a wizard. And it's just starting to sort of play on my mind as a character that, there's a lot of strange things happening that just are not things that maybe you would think to see in a normal setting, but it's been pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, and I think we played really strategically in that battle too. I thought it was really interesting how Tim went after Zombie 1, then I hit Zombie 2, and then Esther put a spell on Zombie 3. We were actually strategically picking them off. It wasn't just let's all sort of have our own thing. It was pretty interesting. So it was pretty good.
Thank you. Yes, I was gonna say that. No, it was really good to see you guys supporting each other in that fight and watching you do that because the fight itself is not a difficult one. All you have to do is really just back up. But the whole idea behind it is this idea of danger lurking in places that you don't expect, and that was kind of one of the big things for that. So I'm glad that hit really, really well, and we got to see all those dynamic moments from everyone.
Yeah.
Vigag, how did we go for today?
We did really good, Michael. Thank you.
Yay! What's your favorite moment?
Honestly, any game we're a part of, my favorite moment is always when we get plot twists from the audience. Plot twists are always fun. Anytime I see lots of plot twists here, lots of plot twists there, I'm like, yes, we have 20 plot twists today. Yeah!
Yeah, no, I love plot twists, and I love, of course, the audience interaction, because, guys, you guys make these games worth playing online. I could, like, now, to give you guys a bit of a behind the scenes, everyone here is a Patreon on my channel. They pay me to run games, spend some time with me, have a lot of fun. We don't have to stream these, but I think one element that has added to my gameplay style, has added to the enjoyment of these sessions, has been you guys in the audience. For me, you guys in the audience are just as big a part as my players to creating and emphasizing what happens in this game. Some of your suggestions, some of the things that you guys say in chat have inspired so many great moments, and yeah, no, I agree with Neil. Having you guys be a part of this is just awesome and a privilege, and I have a blast every single time.
That and turning Argento into an undead. Undead, and then they let go. Yeah.
As for myself, I quite enjoyed today's episode. I think I was kind of hoping that the undead thing wouldn't be dragged into a big battle, but I didn't want to deprive Argento and Vigag the ability to beat back some husk zombies. I think, of course, my favorite is of course this guy here. I mean, look, it's not a surprise. I have a big love for Strahd.
Right.
And when he pulled out the plot twist card, and I want to show you this plot twist card because I wasn't making this up, right? So the plot twist card that Dredd pulled was
42.
Was 35 or 34, one or the other.
I think I said 42. That might have been someone else.
No, I think it was someone else. Let's see. Dredd said, where is he?
35.
35. Which was...
35. Dread Rider turns up and offers fast travel. That's a very specific card to have in the deck.
That's a very specific card. It's like the most specific card. So that card for me was like the road most traveled. And I was like, well, the road most traveled should be something that should, go about traveling. Should be all about, like, moving people from one place to another. That's kind of what I wanted to do. And I thought, I don't like the idea of having to, arbitrarily roll encounter after encounter after encounter after encounter. So having a character help solve that problem. Like, say, cool, we're going to turn a 1 week worth of random encounters into a 3 day worth of random encounters. For me, as a GM, gives me more space to play with, and allows me to also make a canon character for one of my favorite people in the world. There he is. So he is now an active part of my Barovian setting, is the Dread Rider.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah.
We're your favorite people in the world. No,
you are my favorite people in the world. Also, by the way, if it's any consolation, he is also not the only self-insert. Self-insert. I also do have a Dead Aussie Gamer insert into my Barovia as well. who will show up when he's appropriate. So there you go. To
you're
answer
gonna
Bloody's
bring him?
question as to where I get these cards, now these cards are actually Pathfinder plot twist cards. So you can get them from the Paizo website. You can get them from other places as well. There are the regular plot twist cards, and I also have the flashback cards, which are if you want to come up with a backstory or if you want to have the players deal with stuff from their past. These are also really good for those kind of plot twists. Like, haha, we are going to, find a tranquil moment in someone's life, and then we're going to focus on that. Or deja vu, something like this has happened to someone else before. They're really great, just inspirational cues, and I highly recommend them for anyone, online or a game. So yeah, there you go. All right, well, that brings us to the end of our time. Thank you so much, guys. We are going to go and raid. Who are we going to raid today? Who is out and about? Who is doing the cool things? Who is being a wonderful human being? We are going to go and raid. Dun, 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 dun.
Raid.
Let's see. I always forget to press the raid. Let's see.
You have your outro to play?
Shalalo's out and about. We like Shalalo.
Shalalo.
Yeah, let's go raid Shalalo. Now, she is an absolutely wonderful German artist, and as most people know, I am a very, very big fan of the Germans. They are wonderful, wonderful, and creative people, and if you haven't checked them out as well, check out Shalalo, check out Orkenspalter, check out... who else was I thinking? I forgot. Free something. My brain. Free League Publishing. Check out Free League Publishing, because these are all amazing European content creators for role-playing games. They're absolutely incredible. So stick around for the raid, earn those big dag dollary dues so that you can influence the course of any number of the games that we run here on the channel. And
You have to play your outro video?
I will do my outro video, so stick around for the outro. And guys, till next time, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.